Folks, it is time for Music Raw, our chance to look at Los Angeles musicians and bands and performers. With us right now is one of them. Sitting right next to us is a guy by the name of Sincere Black Poet. He's a vocalist and a producer and a rapper as well. Before we talk to you, Sincere, we're going to listen to one of your latest songs from your CD, Televised Revolution. The song is called Warning. Let's listen in.
Back again, Sincere Black Poet with THX on the track. You know how we do over here with this LOA music. Televised Revolution. It's dropping everywhere. I finally made it, you know, but it took a lot to get here, man. Thought I had it all figured out, and then out of nowhere I just lost my best homie August 31st.
Warning, shots is flying in the air without warning. Bodies dropping everywhere.
Warning.
Black
We usually say tomorrow,
share in the morning. When I
this
get
evening,
home,
not even promise, homie.
Warning, shots is flying in the
They all
air
be open
without
tonight,
warning.
man.
Bodies dropping everywhere.
So I
It's
got
a
one
warning.
question.
Black has got something to share in the morning. When I get home, will you be there? I ain't even tripping off back in the day. Knowing these times it can come back any day. It's crazy what can happen in the day. I kept my faith with many cats when the spray was tested. When I looked up in that casket and Dre was in it, didn't finish with Pops passing away. Now some more, put it in the bars of acid I spray. Carry low, I'll get rid of those bags when I pray. Lunchtime. Okay, blacks for the spray. They wanna punch lines, then I'm Cassius Clay. The flow give it to any cats in the way. Think I'm playing then suckers, it could happen today. I told y'all dudes I wasn't rapping this way. Not to confuse, we can go back to black any day. The best on the west, why they tryna be king? I'm tryna be king, but that's not the same thing.
This world is not my home.
All right, so there's a song called Warning from Sincere Black Poet, who again joins us in our newsroom to talk a little bit more about that song, his album, and his career here in Los Angeles. Sincere, again, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Let's start first with the song Warning. We just heard it. How did it come about?
Well, Warning, it actually came about just based on things that were happening in my life personally. It all started with the loss of my brother. In 2000, he was killed to gang violence in Los Angeles. From there, my best friend passed away, Zamar McKnight. And it just inspired me to make a song just addressing those issues and just pretty much just putting them on Front Street, putting them on the spotlight and just talking about changing things. You know, it's a warning that right now it's time for us to stand up and change things. You know, right now, not waiting for tomorrow, waiting for later, but right now.
Well, what's been the reaction so far, folks that have heard the song? Do they get it?
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of good reaction. Actually, it'll be featured on the movie Hollywood. It's coming be dropping late 2010. It's on the movie soundtrack and the score. You know, the streets it's been a lot of positive reviews always. They know when they listen to Sincere Black Poet, it'll be something purpose driven. It's always going to be a real life message to it. So it's definitely been getting its point across.
It comes off your album that's called Televised Revolution. Talk to us about that CD album. Is what we heard in Warning a lot like we'll hear in your album?
Oh yes, most definitely. It is definitely an eclectic sound, you know, because there's a lot of different listeners. You know, people like a lot of different type of music. So I try not to make just one sound, but like I said before, anything I do has a strong message to it. It's featuring production from THX, the producer. He's produced for so many platinum artists, you know, so it definitely have a real good, heavy production to it, and it definitely has those powerful lyrics on top of it. It's Televised Revolution, you know. Right now we usually hear the revolution will not be televised, but this movement is about bringing the revolution to Front Street, to televising it, letting the word be heard to the masses, you know.
Let's talk a little bit about the meaning underlining most of your music. You kind of give us the description of the song Warning. Is it the same kind of meaning throughout the CD?
I will say that actually it's pretty much the same message, but everything that I do is kind of driven towards changing the negative things that go on not only in my community but all across the world. Just like Warning is just one subject where we're talking about, like I said, genocide and murder and those things, but I address different issues that are relevant socially, whether it's economics or just whatever it is, things that we need to change, that we need to highlight and address, you know. So that's definitely what Televised Revolution is about. It's about creating change where it is necessary.
You know, Warning, I would think, was so much more personal for you than most of your other songs, considering it involved, or at least was thought upon about the loss of your brother. How did it all come about? Was it difficult to write?
Most definitely. It was definitely difficult to write. That's why, like I said, my brother actually passed away. It was the year 2000. My best friend, he passed away just about 3 years ago. So, you know, that's, if you think about that, that's almost a 6-year period that I dealt with those emotions. You know, I get real intimate and real personal with my music. So, and a lot of times when things hit you so close to home, it's hard for you to write about. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time for you to deal with those emotions and be able to get them on paper and be able to put them to production and make it, you know, interesting enough for the listeners to feel that music. So it definitely took a long time for that to come apart, but it was definitely needed to be heard right now. So I decided to release it right now, you know.
Well, speaking of production, we understand you produce some music with some really interesting artists, Common, Roots, even James Brown as well. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of performing. That was that's kind of more referring to the performance side of the game. I've performed with a little bit of everybody from Common, Kweli, like you said, Nappy Roots. I was even fortunate enough to be able to headline, not headline, James Brown, of course, the great legend, headline at that, but I was on the Arkansas Riverfest bill with James Brown, so that was a blessing just to be able to say that you were attached to a situation with an American legend like that. You know, I've been fortunate to have a lot of experiences and also be able to promote myself at a large scale, so, you know, that's what I continue to do.
Sounds pretty interesting. And just to even be anywhere near James Brown, I think would be cool.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about the fact that you have a studio, and obviously you produce as well. The studio is called LOA. Is that, am I saying that right?
Yeah, you're saying it right. It's LOA Music. That's just my company, Love One Another Music. You know, like I said, that's really what my movement is about, sharing love, you know, so that's what it is, LOA Productions. It's located in the South Bay area, 14512 Crenshaw Boulevard. You know, it's a lot of good music on there. I feature production from cats, like I said, THX, a little bit of everybody that are known in the region. You can get a good quality sound and also get it professionally cut for a reasonable price. You know, I understand it's the holidays and just the time of the nation right now. So everything we do, we keep the people in mind. We definitely are community-based, and we're definitely about helping the people, you know.
If you're just joining us right now, we're talking with Sincere Black Poet, an artist here in Los Angeles. We just heard a song called Warning from his album called Televised Revolution. And Sincere, can you talk to us a little bit about where you'll be performing next, where folks can catch you if they're interested?
Yes, definitely. Right now, I have something that I'm working out. We're just finalizing with Bar 7 in downtown LA. We're probably going to be doing 2 shows there, one at the start of the year. You can also always go to myspace.com/LOA Music. I update all my shows there, myspace.com/LOA Music.
All right, Sincere Black Poet, thank you so much again. We certainly do appreciate your time here.
Appreciate you.
All right, we're going to play out with your song Warning. Let's watch.
Back again, Sincere Black Poet with THX on the track. You know how we do over here with this LOA Music. Televised Revolution. I finally made it, you know, but it took a lot to get here, man. Thought I had it all figured out, and then out of nowhere I just lost my best homie August 31st. Warning, shots is flying in the air without warning. Bodies dropping everywhere. Black we usually say tomorrow, in the morning. When I get home, not even promise. Warning, shots is flying in the air without warning. Bodies dropping everywhere. It's a warning. Black has got something to share in the morning. When I get home, will you be there? I ain't even tripping off back in the day. Knowing these times it can come back any day. It's crazy what can happen in the day. I kept my faith with many cats when the spray was tested. When I looked up in that casket and Dre was in it. Didn't finish with Pops passing away. Now some more. Put it in the bars of acid I spray. Carry low. We'll get rid of those bags when I pray. Lunchtime. Okay, blacks for the spray. They wanna punch lines, then I'm Cassius Clay. The flow give it to any cats in the way. Think I'm playing then suckers, it could happen today. I told y'all dudes I wasn't rapping this way. Not to confuse, we can go back to black any day. The best on the west, why they tryna be king? I'm tryna be king, but that's not the same thing.